Good day, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. We're coming to you again from the Rosehill Missionary Baptist Church in Seattle, Washington, P.O. Box 28249, Seattle, Washington, 98118. Also, our address is 7550 M.L. King Jr. Way South, Seattle, Washington, 98118. Brothers and sisters, let me say, thank God that we're still alive. Thank God that we're still here and able to breathe and to share this good earth that God has provided for us. It is unfortunate that many of our friends and loved ones and acquaintances have gone on because of this coronavirus that is rampaging through our nation. I just want to thank God that He has kept us that are here. And certainly we pray God's blessing upon you, that you will be safe and that you will follow the instructions of our leaders. I would encourage you not to listen to that fellow in the White House, because he does not have your best interest at heart. But I would encourage you to listen to the medical professionals who knows what is going on and those that are best able to handle and deal with this pandemic that we are having. I just want to say also very briefly that I was informed that my good friend, my mentor, my colleague, Dr. A.L. Hardy, had been called from labor to reward. I haven't heard anything officially from the family, but that's what I have received by communication. And certainly we pray for Dr. Gladys Hardy, that God will keep us strong, give us strength in these days. And I understand that she's still in the hospital. Let us pray for her, that God will give her a speedy recovery. Now, let me say a little bit about one other thing. And that is that we're coming up to a primary election. And there's going to be a lot of turmoil, and they say that you need to keep the state and the church separated. There's no way that you can separate state and church, because this country will build up on the fact that in God we trust. And it's almost impossible to say that in God we trust and then try to separate the state and the church. So we need to take a look seriously. I don't tell you who to vote for, but I can tell you who's doing a good job, who's not doing a good job. I don't tell you who to vote for, but I can sure tell you who I vote for and who I'm not going to vote for. But as we have survived another week, we certainly can say that God has been good to us. I want to just share with us today for a few moments from the book of 1 Kings. 1 Kings chapter 19, and I'm reading from the King James Version of the Bible. And this is what it is said. The 4th chapter of the 19th verse of 1 Kings. But he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness, and came and sat down under a juniper tree. And he requested for himself that he might die, and said, "It is enough. Now, O Lord, take away my life, for I am not better than my fathers." When we look at this text today, we find, brothers and sisters, here's a man that is giving up, saying that he's ready to give up. When we look at life itself, there are many of us are ready to give up. And I'm certain that in this time, in the circumstances that we're in, that many would want to give up. I heard a man say the other day, the teaching, they want the school to open up and all the children to go back into school. One of the teachers says, I quit. I give up. He's saying that I'm not going to take a chance on my life, take a chance on the life of my students or other colleagues who are working with me, so I quit. I'm giving it up. We heard a lot of preachers and in the pulpit, when things get rough and tough, they say, I quit. And even myself, there are many times in this business that I felt like my preaching, my teaching, my work was in vain. And I felt like giving up. But I heard a small voice saying, peace, be still, and see the salvation of the Lord. Many times we want to give up because of the way people treat us. The circumstances that arrive in our lives, the burden gets so heavy that sometimes we just feel like throwing in the towel and saying, I give up. That's enough. God bless us, brothers and sisters, according to our capacity and willingness to give, to take, and to do. God's not going to bless us if we give up. He's not going to bless us if we throw in the towel. He does not bless us if we can't take it a little bit. Sometimes you have to take things that you don't want to take. Sometimes you have to listen to conversation, take abuse, and take criticism that you don't want to take, but sometimes you have to take it. And sometimes especially when you're on the job, if you got a family that you have to support, you have bills to pay, you have food to put on the table, and you have to pay the light bill, you have to keep a roof over the family's head. And sometimes quitting is not the answer. But you have to hang on in there and stay in there and put it in the hands of God and let God take care of it. There's many times I have been on job that I knew I was being mistreated. I knew I was being overlooked. But I didn't quit. I didn't stop. I didn't give up because I had mouths to feed. Not only that, but you have to keep working because God, brothers and sisters, cannot use us unless we're able to stand some storm. And when you get out of those storms, then you can say that God brought me through. I had a hard time, but yet, yes, God brought me through. If you can't stand some tests, if you can't stand some storm, you can't stand some criticism, you can't stand some being talked about, it's going to be almost impossible for you to be an effective witness for the Lord. Because you have not experienced anything. If God brings you to it, He can and will carry you through it. And so just hang on this pandemic that is upon us, the trials and tribulation that we have, and the finances sometimes seem to be low. And in this time, in this day and time that we're living in, I'm certain that many of you are suffering and having some problem with finances and trying to make ends meet and keep food on the table and keep a roof over your head and keep the old car running so that you can you'll be able to do the thing that you need to do during these times. So don't give up. Just hang on in there. And so next thing is that if we're not willing and ready to do something, it's going to be impossible to be blessed by God to your full potential that God has for you. And so when you give, when you take, and when you do, no matter what it is, don't say I do because others do. Don't say I'm done because others are not doing enough. You need to do what you need to do according to the scripture. We don't get our blessings based on what other folks do. We get our blessings based on what we do and what God gives us. And he expects nothing less than our best. And so let me encourage you, don't say it's enough, don't give up. As Christians, God asks us to go beyond our daily duties, and not only that, but in these three areas that I had just mentioned to you: give, take, and do. God expects us to go beyond those areas. He expects us to do our very best in life. And so brothers and sisters, as Christians, we cannot go beyond the duty of giving and taking and doing. God and Jesus Christ expect this of us. If the Bible says, what do ye more than the other? And in our giving, he says, if any man will sue thee in the law and take away thy coat, let him have thy cloak also. Matthew 5:40. In doing, he says, whosoever shall compel thee to go a mile, not only go a mile, but go 2 miles, according to Matthew 5:41. Being in the flesh, in this life, we are often asked to give, to take, and to do beyond our capacity and level of tolerance. The very best of men sometimes reach their limit. I don't care how strong you are. I don't care how well you are equipped as far as educational wise. I don't care how strong you are as a physical human being. There's a time when all of us gonna reach our tolerance in life. And certainly, if we don't have Christ on our side, we're not going to be able to deal with the things that are facing us in life. The very best of men sometimes reach their limit. As a result, every now and then we hear men say, that is enough. I am not going to give anymore. I am not going to take it anymore. I am not going to do another thing. I have had enough. We hear that constantly through our lives among many men and women. In our lesson for today, we find Elijah having reached his fleshly level of tolerance. He had reached his human capacity for giving, for taking, and for doing. We find him in the wilderness under a juniper tree. And he says to God, Lord, it is enough. 1 Kings 19:4 was described enough in this way. As much as one is willing to give, to accept, or to take, or to do, that is enough. And the word is, I quit. There is a note of sadness in Elijah's statement, for he said in essence that he quit. All men at some time in life feel like quitting and giving up. There is no blessing, brothers and sisters, in quitting. For God said, he that endures to the end shall be saved. I thought I'd tell you today, a quitter never wins, and a winner never quit. There's an old saying that goes, 99 and a half just won't do. One must go all the way, or there is no need to begin the race. So in other words, if you are not going all the way, don't get in the race. He that keepeth the whole law and yet offend in one point is guilty of all. And so what that really means is that if we start out and we make a promise, then we quit, we are guilty of the whole law. If we sin and break one law, then we're guilty of all the laws of God. And so the world is robbed when Christians say, I quit. There are too many unloved peoples in the world for the Christian to say, it is enough, I quit. There are many folks that need to be loved today, and we can't use that term and say, I quit. And so let me encourage you that are listening to this message. Times may get hard in your life, and sometimes people may knock you down on your knees. But don't quit, and don't say it's enough. This world is a home of too many hungry peoples and unclothed and unloved peoples in this world for Christians to say, it is enough, I quit. And I'm not giving, and I'm not going anymore. The scripture does not give us an excuse to say, it is enough, I quit. When Joshua was an old man, having fought many battles and ready to lay down his weapon and due to his age, God spoke to Joshua and said that thou art old and stricken in years, and there is remaining yet much land to be possessed, according to Joshua 13:1. God does not allow us to use the age excuse for quitting, but he said, work and be thou faithful until death. If death comes, you need to be faithful while you are still in life in this old body. And so when Jeremiah reached the level of tolerance, he cried out to the Lord and said, "O Lord, thou hast deceived me, and I will deceive that thou art stronger than I, and has prevailed. I am derision daily. Everyone mocks me. For since I spake, I cried out, I cried violent and spoiled, because the word of the Lord was made a reproach unto me, and a derision daily. Then I said, will not make mention of him, nor speak anymore of his name." In other words, he was saying, I quit. Enough in the word of God. And I was worried with forbearing. I could not stay. According to Jeremiah 20, 7-9, men can never quit on God if you're called by God. You're going to have to keep on moving and keep on going in the name of the Lord. When men would feel like saying it's enough, I quit, they need to remind themselves that we cannot be God given, we cannot be God doing. God is good, His mercies endures to all generations. Elijah confessed by crying out, it's enough. That he had a lapse of memory and forgot who he was and had forgotten who that he belongs to and whom he was laboring for. Elijah forgot that he was not his own, but he belonged to the omniscience. He belonged to the omnipotence. He belonged to the omnipotence God. He belonged to the omnipotence, all creation. God, he belonged to the Almighty God. The world cannot see nor so burden us that we could get who we belong to. In other words, we cannot let the world get in us and get on us to the point that we forget who we are and who we belong to. Now, my brother and sister, the word is, the psalmist cried out, blessed be the Lord, my soul, and forget not all of thy benefits. Men must never lose sight of who they are and who they belong to. We must remember, as the songwriter said, I am thine, O Lord. And so now we take a look at this lesson today. He said, I have a loss of faith. Elijah lost faith and overcome with fear. When faith leaves, fear set in. The good God Almighty, fear is the opposite of faith. The question is, thou art so fearful, O little faith, was often on the lips of Jesus. Jezebel sent a message to Elijah and saying that he was a dead man. And when she said that he was a dead man, faith escaped him. And now, my brother and sisters, fear overcame him and he ran for his life. Elijah lost faith in the power that created him. He lost faith in the power that created the heaven and the earth. He lost power that spoke to man, good God Almighty, and said, let there be light. He lost faith in the power that took the dust from the ground and molded into a man and breathed into him the breath of life. He lost faith, and because now he losing faith in the living God who has saved his soul, redeemed him. Elijah lost faith not only in the power of the Creator, but the power of the recreation. He lost faith in the power that taken man when he was too mean to die and yet not fit to live, and gave him a holy disposition and changed him and changed his nature to grace and left him out in the darkness and placed him into the marvelous light. He lost faith in the power that can make him make a crooked road straight. He lost faith in the one who can make a rough road smooth. He can make the valleys exalted and level the mountains. substance. He lost faith in the power that can change a pimp and a prostitute and a pusher and make them a preacher. He lost faith, my brother and sister, in the thing that God had put here. Now that you can see the power that does not just make you new, but make you a brand new again. That kept him, Elijah lost faith in the power that awakened him in the morning and carried him through the day and touched him at night and allowed him to move in a dangerous situation in spiritual tranquility. The power that fed him when he was hungry and gave him drink when he was thirsty. You lost faith, deliver of every day from his trouble. Ain't God good today? That enable him to empower him. He lost faith in the power that gave him power. God empowered Elijah to pray for the floodgates of heaven to close and did not rain for over 3 years. And enabled him to pray again, and the floodgates of heaven opened and rain and flew down on men and empowered him, Elijah, and gave him the power to stand when no man could stand. And then yet he says that is enough. And when men have enough, God says and still give and take and do for Elijah, though he was, and he said, I've had enough. He was ready to die. God allowed him to eat and sleep and then awaken him, and Elijah was able to go in and strengthen that one meal for 40 days. Another man lived on one meal for 40 days except Jesus. We remember and remind of that Christian. Jesus never said it's enough. He said it is finished, but never it's enough. Jesus, in the face of enemies and evil men, in the face of excruciation pain, in the face of stings of death and the victory of the grave, never said it is enough. And so, my brother and sisters, he was determined to save men from their sin. And so now, let me move back just a moment. Now, Elijah lived for 40 days without food. And Jesus, when he was led into the wilderness, Bible says 40 days and 40 nights he without food. And when he was hungry, and the devil tried to get him to give up and follow him, Jesus said to him, man shall not live by bread alone, but get behind me, Satan. Now, Jesus didn't give up today. He didn't give up. He stayed on in there for you and me. He went to a hill called Calvary. Good God Almighty, he died on Calvary. He died on Calvary. Good God Almighty, he died until the sun refused to shine. He died until darkness covered the earth. He died until the night owl went on the prowl. He died until the cow went to the barn. He died until the hogs came home. He died until the mules went in their barn. He comes, good God Almighty, he died until the earth began to reel and rock. He died until somebody said, surely, surely, this must be the Son of God, the God Almighty. Not only did he die, but he died, he went in the grave, he stayed in the grave for 3 days and 3 nights, and after the third day morning, Bible says he got out of the grave and said, all power is in my hand, all power is in my hand. And then he said, I got to leave you now, I got to go back to the Father. When I go back, I'll send the Comforter back to you. He shall keep you and bring you into remembrance of everything I have taught you. I got to prepare a place for you, and where I am, you can come there too. And I don't know about you who are listening today. I'm ready to go back with him when he comes. Some glad morning when this life is over, I'm going to fly away to be at rest and be with the Lord. God bless you. May he keep you. I preached enough today to save the world. But let me encourage you as I close for today. Keep the faith. Be strong. Protect yourself. Follow the instructions of the scientists. I recommend you don't listen to that fellow in the White House in Washington, D.C. because it is obviously he does not have your best interest at heart, because he will not listen to the people that he got in charge of telling America about this epidemic that is rampaging over the country. And we know that this is a lot of political rhetoric that's going on. But let me encourage you to keep your mind focused on Jesus. Because I remember these words that David said. David said, I was a young man, and I'm an old man now, and I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seeds beg for bread. In other words, David is saying, I've seen some things happen in my life, but the people of God, if they stay with him and stay with God, God will take care of you. God will provide for you. God will give your mind the knowledge to be able to manage what God has given you so you and your family won't suffer. Let us pray. God, we thank you for the word. We thank you for the encouragement. We thank you for the faith that you have given us. We thank you for the resource that you have provided for us. And we know, God, that things are not where they should be. But we know we have to do the best that we can and deal with what has given us. We know that this has never been an epidemic like this since 1918, 1920, when the flu rampaged through America. We know that, God, that we're living in a time when there's uncertainty and many of us don't know about tomorrow. But Lord, give us strength today to be strong and to live one day at a time. We thank you for what you have done for us, what you have given us. You have kept us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.